Rachel Reeves may present the hole in the public finances as a surprise, but the truth is we and she knew about most of the problems already. At the last budget, Jeremy Hunt pencilled in departmental spending increases of just 1% for the next 5 years. But it's not spread evenly. Some departments, health, schools and defence, are protected, which means they get more money, between 2 and nearly 3% more. And once you've spent that, the unprotected departments, from justice to transport, are left facing deep cuts, up to 3.5%, or £10 to £20 billion in cash. Now, there's another reason this 1% is not realistic. It's the almost 6 million public sector workers who want and need a pay rise. This shows public sector pay adjusted for inflation. And in real terms, these workers are earning less than they were back in 2010. If you follow the dotted line, you could see it. And it's not just the level of pay, it's the gap to the private sector in blue here. Now, Rachel Reeves, we understand, is going to address this by approving a 5.5% pay increase that would cost £10 billion more than has been budgeted for if everybody got it. Now, as well as spending and pay, there's another black hole. The Chancellor has asked every department to spell out looming crises, so we can expect to hear about one-off costs like compensation to the victims of the infected blood and post office scandals, as Rachel Reeves gets all the bad news out and blames the last government.
I will make my statement to Parliament on Monday, but I have been honest during the election campaign and in the last 3 weeks about the scale of the inheritance that this government would have to pick up. The Conservatives have created this mess, but let me be very clear, I will fix it.
The obvious question now is, what is she going to do about it, starting with tax? This is where the government gets its revenue, almost £1 trillion a year, but Reeves has ruled out increasing the biggest contributors: income taxes, VAT, corporation tax. She won't raise any of those. That leaves a narrow band of options, including capital gains tax, inheritance tax, possibly some pensions relief. And she's got limited room for more borrowing too, having vowed to stick to a self-imposed fiscal rule that the national debt, that's the blue line, falls in the 5th year of the forecast. In March, the government met the rule by an historically tiny amount of headroom, just £8.9 billion, and we know that's not even close to filling the black hole. Now, we should remember these are all political choices as well as economic calculations that the Conservatives would have faced too. But unless the economy grows unexpectedly fast, the Chancellor's options are as narrow as the finances are tight.